Hey, everybody. What's up? It is Friday, February 20th. And in 2 days, 2 days will be my birthday. 2 days, I will be 56. Yep, 56 turns or whatever or around the sun. Anyway, I'll be 56 on Sunday. So I'm very excited about that. But I'm not here to talk about my birthday. I'm here to talk about what's going to be happening in 23 days. Yes, that is 23 days. I can't believe it. It's been a year of planning all this. So 23 days. We are going live with Speaking Industry Expo, which is affectionately known and always known as the Six. And so the countdown is on. The countdown is on for everyone and for you to be in the room. If you have not gotten your ticket, now is the time because y'all know this is the time to, book your flights and get all the good fees, get all the good prices, sorry, and rates for your flights. Hey, Sharonda. And also, it's a good time to get your hotel room because we have a room block that expires on March 1st. So here's the thing. I really want y'all to think about why you have not gotten your ticket. And I'm going to share reasons why I decided to do all of this, why I decided to put this big vision into action, and why you need to be in the room with all the other amazing women who are going to be in the room on March 16th, 17th, and 18th. Now, before we dive on in, I want to do a couple of things because I could not do this without our sponsors and also my team who has really helped me. So I want to make sure that I shout them out before we dive into all of the nitty gritty and the details around the six and why you need to be there too. So first, I want to thank our presenting sponsor, High Level or Go High Level, as some of you all know them. So Go High Level is a marketing system, a CRM, customer relations management system, and it is the CRM that I use for my business. And I have to say this, before like I had the website, before I had all of it, it was really just a vision. I decided that I was going to be bold enough to jump in their DMs and say, "Hey, I'm doing this event looking for sponsors. You want to help me? You want to sponsor?" And to their credit, without all of that and just listening to the vision that I had, they bought in and they said yes. And they jumped in from the very beginning and are our presenting sponsors. So I want to say thank you so much to Go High Level. Second, I want to say thank you to Verizon Business, who is our Amethyst sponsor. Again, shared the vision with Verizon Business and who was going to be in the room. And they said, "Oh, we need to be there." So Verizon Business is one of our sponsors. And then we also have, we're having a pink party, which I'll tell you about. And my dear friend, my absolute dear friend, Deani Winter Funday, who is the founder, principal, CEO, head lawyer in charge, the immigration rebel. She is our sponsor for our pink party. So her winter immigration law academy, her winter law practice, everything winter around legal, the legal profession for Deani Winter Fund Day. She is our pink party sponsor. So I want to thank her so much. We also have Workplay Branding, and Workplay Branding is going to be our official content producer. So they are doing all of our photography and videography. So I'm very excited about that. And last but not least, in terms of sponsors, is Collective. Collective is who does all of my accounting, keeps my books in order, has all my numbers in place, does all of my taxes and everything for me. And they're also going to be they also are a sponsor for the six. So I'm very excited because those are some, these are like all these businesses that I love and that I really am so excited to have as partners for the six and hopefully going forward. I also want to shout out my event producer who is Rhonda White with Conference Architects. So Rhonda is behind the scenes helping me keep me in line and keep me straight. And then I also want to thank my dear, dear friend and former client, Sharonda Brown, who, listen, she's the one who like checks me when I am not doing what I'm supposed to do. She is the one who checks me and really helps me to stay grounded. And when she thinks that I'm thinking, saying things that aren't as clear as they need to be, oh, she will let me know all about that. And then I also want to shout out my the speakers who are going to be on stage. So I'll talk about that a little bit more in detail as we go through the run of show. But I just want to say thank you to everyone who heard me talk about this vision last year and has really leaned in to being in this room. It is going to be an experience. If you know anything about me, you know that I am all in whenever I do anything. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it big. I'm going to do it exceptional. And I hope that you will trust that if you are a women expert who needs to really get your positioning, your packaging, and your pricing in order, that you're going to be in the room, that you will take the time to bet on you. And listen, I understand. I understand that right now that the economy is like crazy. There's things going on, there's lots of uncertainty. But what I also know is that we've had these times before. We've had pandemic, we've had, the crash in 2008. I mean, we've just had all kinds of things, but we're still here. And every day that I always say, every day that we wake up on this side of the dirt, it's important for us to really do the things that are going to move our businesses forward, move our lives forward. We cannot wallow in what's happening. And these are the times, these are the times, oh, hey, Cassandra, these are the times when the people who go all in, who decide that they're not going to be held back by fear or can't afford, or I can't do this, or I don't know, or what is this? This is the time that they make money, right? You saw the people during the pandemic making money hand over fist. There are people who weren't working, but there's people still spending money. So don't think that because times are a little uncertain, there are people who are not going to be spending money. And for those of you who are women experts who are really using your expertise to change lives, to change company cultures, to change the trajectory of your own legacy, I need you to lean in. And if you're watching and you know somebody who is that person, then I need you to tag them. Tag 2 people, tag 3 people down there, tag your whole list. Share this share this live on your feed. And let people know that they need to jump on in and listen up. Okay. So hey, I understand again. We're spending our money. We're really trying to figure out where are the places that we need to spend our money. Where should we be investing? And so there is a question always about what is the ROI? What is the return on investment? If I give you this money today, what am I going to get? Now, sometimes I get a little frustrated around that question because it's like, what are you going to get, right? What are you going to get? And I always like to think about what am I going to receive? Like, what am I going to leave with that I can take with me and do something with? And I get it that there are, we've all been to all these different conferences and webinars and virtual events and all the things, and we leave with inspiration. And while inspiration is great, what inspiration does not do is activate us to move forward in our lives or in our businesses. We get inspired in the moment because we're in the room and we're like, oh, this is so great. Everything's wonderful. However, we leave with our book full of notes, all our highlighting and all the circling and everything that we've done, and we then do nothing. So I didn't want that to happen. I wanted to make sure that when you came to the 6, that you didn't just get inspiration, that you weren't just motivated, but you're actually activated, that you are in a room where you're going to leave and you're going to get things that you can take and go do something with it while you're there and after you're there. So we want to make sure that you're going to implement. And that's why we have, as part of the 6, what we call the business incubator. So if you've been on my post, if you've been on my feeds, if you watch me live, you know that the dates for the 6th are March 16th, 17th, and 18th. But right now, the only tickets that we have are for the 17th and 18th. But don't worry, because you're gonna get everything that you need on those 2 days. So March 16th, which we call day zero in our run of show, March 16th is our mogul day. So let's dive into it. Let's not waste too much more time and let's talk about your ROI. Right now, like I said, the tickets, 2 days, $275. I was going to increase them. I've decided not to. So they're $275. So for 2 days of, when I tell you work, but good work, it is definitely worth the investment. So I'm going to run down the whole run of show, even day zero, because for those of you who already got your mogul tickets, which I'm so excited about, you get to see and hear what is going to be happening. All right, so let's talk about it. Day zero, moguls day. And listen, some of this may shift a little bit. For the most part, this is what it is. So, Moguls Day, this is where we are going to have our intimate, exclusive time with me, more around masterminding. So, during that day, we're going to do hot seats. So if you have specific questions about your business, Collective is going to be there, and Collective is going to do a whole presentation around, your numbers and why you need to have somebody other than you and other than your spreadsheet and other than like just QuickBooks, helping you to really make sure that your paperwork is in order, that you have all of your numbers, that you not just have them, but you understand what those numbers are. So we're going to be doing a fireside chat. They're going to do a presentation, and also there's going to be some Q&A. And then I'm also going to do some other stuff with you in the mastermind during that day. But that is going to be a really special day for you to get that one-on-one, one-to-one attention and get your specific questions answered. And one of the things that I love, and you'll hear this throughout, one of the things that I love about our sponsors is that they didn't really care about like put my logo here and put my logo there. They were like, put me in the mix. They wanted to be on stage, and they wanted to be able to support the vision that I have of ensuring that women experts not just go out here and, basically pimp ourselves out and give away our information, but make sure that we have businesses that have an infrastructure that can sustain us for a lifetime. And so, when I spoke to the sponsors, everybody was like, "Hey, can we have some stage time? Like, can we present to your audience?" And so I'm very excited that Collective is going to be doing that during the Moguls Day. So now let's get into it, because this is what days 1 and 2. This is where we still have seats available for everyone to join in. So day 1, this is going to be the start of our business incubator. So in the morning session, and we haven't like pinpointed every single thing that's happening in the run of show in the morning on these days, but I'm going to tell you generally what's happening on the morning session. So in the morning session, obviously you're going to see me, right? You're going to see me, and I'm going to do a short keynote, but we're also going to be working on your positioning. Some of that work actually is going to be done beforehand. So there's going to be some pre-work for those of you watching who have already gotten your tickets. You're going to look out for an email later today. I will be sending out some pre-work that we want to do before we end up in Atlanta on the 16th. And as part of your positioning, we're also going to have workplay branding. So they do photos, and they do your photos and videos and help you with campaigns and making sure that your brand matches your positioning. So they're going to be doing a presentation during the morning. One of the things that I'm so excited about that's also going to happen in that morning session, she may be that morning session, or it may be on the day 2 morning session, but she's going to be there. Fix My Pitch. So Precious Williams, the killer pitch master, is going to be there, and she's going to do Fix My Pitch live. So you have the opportunity, right, for her to listen to your pitch and to fix it right there on the spot. then I'm going to be working with you around your pricing. So one of the things that is holding us back, especially as Black women experts, is that we are not pricing our services correctly. We're really undercharging and undervaluing the transformation that we provide for our clients. And I know that part of it, hey Jamie, Jamie, yes, I would love to send you I'm going to send you a link, and it's speakingindustryexpo.com, you all. If you see it across the screen, and also the QR code, if you scan that QR code, it actually takes you directly to it. But Jamie, I'll make sure that you have the link. So one of the things that I know is that I tell this to my clients all the time. Like, I'll say you have to have a comma and zeros, and the number before the comma cannot be a 1, right? And it should at least be a 7. But I also understand that sometimes saying that is easy to tell you that that's what the number should be: 7,500, 10,000, 15,000. However, the problem is for you to then say it and shut up, right? To say it and not be like, but, or I can do, or nothing, right? To just really stand confidently in that number. And I know that the problem is not that you don't think that that's the value. It's that you have not in your own mind processed how it is you go from whatever it is that you were making, right, in your corporate role at whatever number that was an hour to this number, right? This big number that I'm telling you should have a comma and zeros. And because of that, I have developed a process. It's called the authority pricing model. And I have developed that process so that it shows you what your market validated pricing is based on your specific experience and your specific background. And so on day one, we are going to work with Aaliyah, who is my AI authority pricing model consultant. And she is going to take you through and work you through so that you know what that baseline number should be, and that you have the confidence and the clarity to be able to say that number, because you'll understand where it comes from, right? So that's something that we're going to work on. So you'll leave knowing what your baseline pricing should be, right? So that's all going to happen on the morning of day one. Also, Collective is going to come back for day one so that our general audience also gets information about your numbers. Because again, if we don't understand our numbers and we don't understand what's happening in our business, then our businesses cannot be sustained. And one of the things that I am on a mission to ensure is that we break all of these stats around Black women and Black women owned businesses, where 97% of us do not make it to 5 years in our businesses, and that we're only making anywhere between $24,000 to $42,000 a year in revenue. We're going to stop all that. We're going to change the trajectory of that. Okay, so you're going to have your pricing. You're going to know about your positioning. You'll have your positioning already done, because that'll be done before you come to the 6th. So you'll have a whole report. You're going to use Paisley, who is my other AI assistant that I have built inside of our mobile operating system. Paisley is going to work with you to develop all of your positioning. And the reason I want you to do that in pre-work is because it's going to take a little more time. And I really want you to dive into that piece of it before we come in and start working around the numbers. So the morning is going to be jam-packed with content, and you're going to leave with your pricing in order. And for those of you who get the great privilege of working with Precious to fix your pitch, you'll get that too. But you'll be able to learn from what you hear. In the afternoon, we're going to have a good time, because in the afternoon, we're going to have the Iconic Talks Showcase. Now, for those of you who don't know, 2 years ago, I started what I call the Iconic Talks Showcase. Think of it as like how TEDx. So this is my way of featuring it's been women to this point, featuring women experts on stage and really giving you that platform for you to be able to show up in the power of who you are. So on day one in the afternoon, we're going to have our Iconic Talks Showcase, and we have 6 amazing women who are going to be on that stage. We have Deloria Nelson Street, we have Nicole Smith, we have Adrienne Reynolds, we have Stacia Crawford, we have Dr. Renee Baker, and Lord, I knew I was gonna forget the last name. Keisha, how can I forget Keisha and Keisha Hickson? They're all going to be on stage, and I cannot wait to have them featured on the Iconic Talk stage. So that's what's going to happen in the afternoon. So you'll get to learn from them. I've heard all of these women speak before. They're brilliant. Some of them have been my clients, and I've worked with them to develop other talks that they've done. So I know, like, we don't put no mess on stage. So they're really going to kill it. And I cannot wait for y'all to see them. And then that night, we are going to have our pink party because what's we got to have fun. We're going to have a good time. So we have our DJ. So we have DJ Reese out of Atlanta, who is going to be our DJ. And who's going to be running this show while I'm like trying to get my things together is Sharonda Brown. Sharonda is going to be our MC, and I'm really excited about that. If you have not met Sharonda, you need to be in the room to meet Sharonda. So Sharonda is going to be running the show as the MC, and that's what we're going to be doing for day one. So day one, you're going to really be talking about your positioning. We're going to be talking about your pricing. We're going to give you some starter around your numbers and making sure that you understand why it's so important for you to understand what those numbers mean. What is a P&L? What is a balance sheet? What is cash flow? All of those things are very important for us to know as we build our business. Now, day two, we bringing it back. Day two, which is March 18th. Oh, we are going in on day two, y'all. We are really going to go in on a day two. Day two is we're going back into our business incubator. So day one, we had business incubator in the morning, iconic talks in the afternoon, pink party at night. And day two, we are going back into our business incubator. So day one, you had your pricing. Well, that's great that you have your baseline pricing, but what do you do with that? We are going to then, I'll be training you around your packaging. Now, this is so that you understand how to build offers and not just be out there in these streets talking about, oh, I can do a workshop, I can do a keynote, I can do a training. No, that's not what we do. As women experts, all of you who are so highly credentialed, who are changing lives and also changing workplaces, we have to have offers. We need to build your offers. So on day two, we're going to take the information that you got from Aaliyah. So you're going to take your pricing from Aaliyah, and Octavia, who is another AI assistant. She's your offer design consultant. Octavia is going to help you take that number and develop your offers, right? And in detail. When I say in detail, I mean in detail. She is going to work with you to develop the offers. So you're going to name those offers. You're going to know what's included in those offers. And not only that, you're going to know how to explain those offers to your potential client. So often, I did this for a very long time and probably still do it sometimes. We focus a lot on the features of our offer because we're so used to that, right? You get 20 modules and you get 6 calls and you get all of these things. But what people really want to know is what's in it for them. So what are they going to get out of it? And so the offers that you're going to build will allow you to understand if you have 6 calls or you're giving people 6 calls during your coaching program. Why? What is the benefit to them of that? It's access. It's the ability to ask questions. It's, for them to be able to work on their personal situations. So when we're working with Octavia, Octavia is going to help you to develop those offers, and they're going to be customized for you. This is not a one size fits all. And the thing about the AI team, which is part of our Mogul operating system, MOGUL operating system, is that they have been trained on all of my frameworks and all of my strategies and all of my wisdom, the stuff that my clients pay me lots of money for. They're all built into this. So you don't have to know any prompts. You don't have to know anything. It is a guided exercise. The only thing you need to know how to say is hello. As long as you can say hello, then they will take you through what you need. So Octavia is going to help you build out all of your offers. So you'll have your baseline pricing from Aaliyah on day one. Then day two, you're going to get your offers from Octavia. Then we are going to jump into systems, and another sponsor, Go High Level, is going to talk to you all about your systems. Because what happens? We have these businesses, we don't have systems in place. And so our businesses break down, and so do we, right? We burn out because we're doing everything manually, we're doing everything ourselves. There's no way of tracking things. We dropped the ball because we forgot that we were supposed to respond to this person, or that we sent that person a proposal and they haven't responded, or worse yet, they haven't sent you your check, right? And so Go High Level is going to do an entire presentation on their system and how to use that and really how to systemize your business. I can tell you it has been an absolute lifesaver for me and a game changer in my business for me to be able to use Go High Level. So that's why I really wanted them to be a part of it. So you're going to have Go High Level. So again, you're going to learn about systems. All of this is to make sure that when you leave, you can do what you need to do. And Go High Level is giving everyone a 30-day free trial to be able to, play with their system and learn how to use their system. So even if you're not going to be at, if you can't make it to the 6, just because, I mean, there's no other, like you just cannot, not just like, I can't do it, not that kind of game. But if you want the link for the 30-day trial, I can give that to you also. But everyone who's coming to the 6 will get that 30-day free trial of Go High Level. The other thing we're going to be doing after after Go High Level is that we're going to do an exercise that I call collabosourcing. Now, if you've been watching my feeds over the past couple of days, you've seen some stuff, some panels, summits that I've done over the past few years that I did like 5 years ago with women who are in my Ladies Who Leverage community. And while we were in that community, I developed a word called collabosourcing. And collabosourcing means to leverage your expertise, resources, and relationships to build your business, your brand, and your badassery. It is my way of networking. I'm an ambivert. I can talk all day long on stage. When I'm one-on-one, like in a room for networking, I absolutely hate it. The only thing I want to know is where's the exit. So I wanted to make sure that we could work together in a way and collaborate with each other in a way that didn't took away some of that awkwardness, right? I don't like small talk. So all of that. I wanted to create a space where where women specifically could ask for the things that they needed, and that they wanted to be able to thrive and not feel that they had to do some dog and pony show before they got to that. So we're going to bring collabosourcing into the 6 because I want to make sure that you actually have dedicated time to meet the people in the room. I know you go to these events and people are like, "Oh, before you leave, meet 5 people." Okay, so now you're set to meet 5 people, but you have to go do it at the bar at night, or go, find somebody who's drinking coffee somewhere or do something, and it's awkward, and I know, and I hate it. And so we're not doing that. You can still do it, right? Because there is a bar and there's a restaurant, and I encourage you to do that. But for those of you who are like me and would prefer not to, I have included an entire collabosourcing session. It'll be structured, it'll be, fun, but it is a way for you to actually meet the targeted people that you want to meet, and not the person who just wants to talk all day long and won't get out of your face, because I'm usually the person that happens to. They stay in my face, and it's not the person that I want to talk to. So we're going to make sure that that doesn't happen to you. And so we're going to do that. So you can meet potential collaborators, peers, maybe somebody who wants to hire you, all the things, right? And then we are going to, let's see what happens on that day. Oh, the other thing that we're having on day 2, which I'm very excited about, is a decision makers panel. So we're all out here trying to figure out how do we get into these rooms? How do we get these contracts? What are they looking for, right? And so you're going to have the ability to actually hear from decision makers and also be able to ask questions. So get prepared. These opportunities don't happen often where you get access to decision makers to figure out, what is their process? What are they looking for? What are red flags? What are things that, turn them off? So we're going to have that decision makers panel. So I'm very excited about that. We're going to do a client panel so that you can hear from some of the people who have worked with me in the past, just to see what it's like. What have they accomplished since working with me? And then we are going to work on your 90-day profit centered roadmap. So we're going to do positioning before you get to the 6. Day 1, you're going to get your baseline pricing, your market validated pricing, so that you are clear and confident about your value. Day 2, we're going to take that and work with Octavia, and Octavia is going to help you to develop your offers. And then we got to sell those things, right? We got to get those things out into the world. So, we're going to learn how to do that, how to pitch to these organizations. And then we're going to develop with AI Renee. So Renee is our revenue roadmap. She's going to help you with your revenue roadmap. She's your revenue architect. She is going to help you to develop a 90-day profit-centered roadmap. So you're going to learn all about profit-centered, the profit-centered framework, but you're going to develop a roadmap for how you're going to sell those offers, right? So we're going to think about what it is, how much profit do you want to make? What are your goals? What is it that you want to sell over the next 90 days? And Renee is going to help you map out the entire system, the entire roadmap for you to be able to generate that amount of money in 90 days. Now, here's the thing. We're going to give you all these tools. You're going to have all of this stuff when you leave. It's all going to be, you're going to have reports that you can download. So after every session with one of the AI assistants from our mobile operating system, you'll be able to download your report and have that, keep that with you. But it's going to be up to you to implement, right? So I'm going to help you implement in the room so that we can get the data and get everything that you need and get you positioned and packaged and priced appropriately so that you can go out there and continue to be amazing and stop being amazing for exposure or for these very low amounts that y'all are out here charging that you just like drive me crazy with, right? And so then we're going to make sure that, we have Q&A. So there'll be Q&A. So you'll be able to ask me questions directly. So if you have questions, and this will be important because you'll be doing the work. And so you're not just asking random questions. Oftentimes we go to these conferences and we get all of this information. And because it's not really tied to what we're doing specifically, or we haven't been working on what we're doing in that space, the questions that you end up asking are very generic, right? And very hypothetical. This will give you, because we're going to be doing the work, this will give you the opportunity to be able to ask those questions directly related to what you have created while you have been in the room, right? And so even before, I want to say this too, even before thank you, Cassandra, even before you get into the room, we have lots of trainings. We have a community. We have an online community for the 6, and I've put lots of trainings in there that I have created. So you can go in there and get different trainings. But the 6, when you leave, you will have your positioning. So what's the ROI? You will understand your positioning, your unique positioning. That you'll be able to use that information on your website, on your LinkedIn, on your social media, in your marketing brochures, when you're out networking with other people. It'll help you to do all of those things, right? With all of your the things that you need to be out in the world. You will have your pricing. You will understand your baseline pricing. What is it that I should be charging? I should not be charging less than this. And if I am, it's because I have made a decision, an educated decision that is something that I want to accept. You will then have your offers. So your entire offer suite will be built out for you so that you know exactly what it is that you're going out there to sell in the world. And that's all based on your positioning and your pricing. So you'll have the pricing for all of that. And then you will have your 90-day roadmap, your profit centered roadmap. How, when I'm going to go sell this stuff, right? What do I need? How many people do I need to talk to? How many phone calls do I need to have? How many things do I need to close? What is the mix of things that I need to sell in order to get to this number so that you can keep track? So that you'll have your KPIs, right? So she'll give you KPIs, key performance indicators, so that you know what you should be tracking to make sure that you're on point to be able to make those goals in 90 days. So that's what we're going to be doing. I'm helping you to position your expertise. We are going to package it for transformation, and then we are going to price it for profit. If that ain't worth $275, and yes, your hotel, and so let's see. We have our hotel and our flights and our ticket. Might be talking about $1,500, right? Maybe 15 to 2,000. I don't even think it's gonna be at 2,000, but maybe, right? Depending on where you're coming from and what you're doing. But if that's not worth it to you to learn how to do all of these things that I'm teaching you, the strategies, the frameworks, everything that has been built into these AI models and that I'm going to be training you on, my clients have gotten 5 and 6 and multiple 6 figures from, right? So you're going to have access to this. Now, can I guarantee that that's going to happen to you? No, but what I can guarantee you is that what I teach works if you do the work. And so come to the 6, come work on your business, not in your business. Don't work. We're always head down. I know because I do it, right? Head down into the business and working in the business, and we're not working on our business. The reason that so many women experts come out of corporate, you've been VPs, you've been chief, in the C suite, you're lawyers, doctors, you are accountants, you're professionals in all manners of ways. You've made very high 5 figures or 6 figures, some of you close to 7 figures. And you come into entrepreneurship as a speaker, trainer, coach, and consultant, and you're wondering, like, why is it that nobody will pay me? Why can't I make that same type of money? And the reason is because you're not positioned properly. You have not packaged your expertise in a way that businesses and also individuals, if you're working with individuals, that they see themselves in the outcome. And importantly, your businesses aren't being sustained because you have not priced for profit. And so, yes, it is time to get positioned powerfully. It's time to package for transformation. It's time to price for profit. It's time for us to change the way that, one, we look at ourselves and the value of the expertise and the things that we have in our brain that we're sharing with other people so that we can shift the industry and the way that they think about us and really reduce the friction between you pitching your services and them writing you that check. Because that's what it's all about. Run you your money, right? Where the money resides. So, where the money resides first is in making sure that the infrastructure for your business is set up. And that's what we're going to be building at the 6th, March 16th through the 18th. Our tickets that are available right now are March 17th through the 18th. You can go to speakingindustryexpo.com. It's scrolling across the bottom, or you can scan the QR code and go grab your ticket today. If you have any questions, and if you're on with me now and you have any questions or comments, you can drop them. If you're watching this on replay, your team replay, put those comments in. If you know that you need to be in the room, like there is no reason that you should not be in this room. There is no reason that next month, after this event, that April and June and December and 2027 should catch you in a posture of always accepting exposure as payment, or somebody asks you, what is your fee? And you freeze, or somebody asks you your free fee and you're like, oh, it's $500, but I could do it for free if you want to. There is no way. The women who I work with, the women who are in my orbit, the women who pay attention to my content, I know who you are. You're me, right? I am a retired trial lawyer of 3 decades. I was an arbitrator, a mediator, a professor. I know who you are because you're me. And you have every degree. I have an AS, a BS, an MBA, a JD. All y'all do too. Y'all have PhDs, y'all have LLMs, you have all the things. You have every coaching certification, you have every license and certificate there is. And so there's no reason that as Black women experts, our businesses should not be thriving and that people should not be paying us the value of the transformation. I mean, they really even can't pay you the value of the transformation, but there is a value exchange that is profitable. And so for each one of you, the idea of the 6 is to ensure that you understand for your particular situation, for your expertise based on your background, what is that profit centered model? How do you make money with your mind? How do you take back the power and the status and everything that you had when you left corporate? And now, instead of making money for other people, do the same thing for yourself. So, I just wanted to share that with you so that you understood like what is going to be happening at the 6, what we're going to be sharing, what you're going to leave with, what is the ROI, because y'all like to know what is the ROI and the return on investment. The return on investment is that you'll understand what your positioning is. You'll understand how to package your expertise for transformation. And importantly, you'll know how to price it for profit. So, hope to see you all in Atlanta. I'm already excited about the people who are going to be there and who have grabbed their tickets. So make sure that you go grab your ticket. SpeakingIndustryExpo.com. Tickets are $275. We have our hotel room rates are $149 per night. That goes away March 1st. So grab those tickets. Excuse me. And then go book your flights, right? From wherever, or if you're in the surrounding area to Atlanta, maybe you just drive on in, right? So you just need your gas. But whatever it is, do not let this opportunity pass you by. At the 6, I'm also going to be announcing something else that is major that I have been soft pitching in different places, and the excitement behind that, excuse me, is actually even bigger than the excitement that I had with the 6 and talking to different partners. So I'm excited about that also. So you want to be in the room so that you can hear about that. You also want to just be in the room so that your tomorrow, your next week, your next month, your next year doesn't look like it does now if it's not the way that you want it to look. So nothing changes unless you do something. And the time to take action is right now. We're 23 days out. I've done all I can do to make sure that this is worth your while, worth your time, worth leaving your home, worth leaving your family and your friends, and coming in to really focus on working on your business, taking the time to put the infrastructure in place that is necessary for you to not just be out here just doing any and everything um, for free or for exposure. And really, being complicit in your own erasure. So let's stop doing that. Let's stop doing that part of it. Let's answer the call that's coming from inside of the house. Let's take care of our business so that we can show up powerfully and disrupt the system that doesn't always, treat us the best. So let's have them put some respect on our name, but do it first. You got to do it first for yourself. Put respect on your own name. Go grab your ticket, speakingindustryexpo.com. If you have any questions, you can DM me, you can email me. If you have my email, you can put it in the comments and I will be sure to answer. And again, hope to see you all in Atlanta. Um, that's all I got for you today. It's Friday. Have a good day. Go enjoy your weekend, but buy your ticket first. And buy your ticket. And again, if you have any questions or if you're like, Kelly, I would like to be in the room, but if there's a but, then I need you to DM me. I need you to comment and say, I need to talk to you. That's what I need to talk to you because I need to know why. What's the but? And let's see if we can work around and work through that but that is going to hold you back. All right, y'all. Have an amazing Friday. Have an amazing weekend. Go to speakingindustryexpo.com. Tell a friend, tell a friend, tell another friend, and share this with your network. Please, I would truly appreciate it. I don't ask for much, but I'm asking for this because I really want you in the room. All right, y'all. Take care.